how do you see the tech stack ecosystem shaking out, and is that a good thing or a bad thing for the media agencies or for Omnicom?
Sure, well the emergence of the tech stack is not a necessarily new thing. It's really been going on for 15 years or so. At Omnicom we take what we call an open source approach to this, where we're trying to pick the best and brightest of partners and integrate them together. The idea here being 1 + 1 = 3. If we can take two great partners, integrate them, that we can get a better solution by adding our services on top of it.
So how do you see Facebook's emergence? I mean, Google has obviously been massive for years with DoubleClick. Facebook bringing out Atlas. I know that you've been part of that initially.
Sure.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, we are huge partners with Google and we are huge partners with Facebook as well. Last year we were the first company to announce a deep partnership with Atlas. So our bet is that as walled gardens rise up, that our job is to bridge between them. So we'll work with DoubleClick and Google, and we'll work with Atlas and Facebook, and quite frankly anybody else significant we see that emerges. So once again, open platforms. We're neutral between these platforms, trying to do the best we can for our clients.
So tell us a little bit what's exciting for you in terms of what you've been seeing, opportunities for your clients through technology. I don't know if it's through social, through mobile. What's been sort of exciting?
Well, I think one of the things that's very exciting is that ideas like social and mobile are mainstreaming. I mean, these were new ideas a couple of years back, and today they're just part of the platform. The fact that you're looking at a video on the screen is not a novel and new thing. So these platforms are becoming more and more established and more integrated. As they get integrated, we're better at connecting the dots between the data, the platforms, and the individual, because after all, we're trying to put the right message in front of the right person at the right time on the right device.
And Jonathan, finally, programmatic, you've sort of been into that for a few years.
Sure.
Before it was sort of not really bandied about. What does programmatic mean? Where is it going, and what's Omnicom doing in particular?
Well, I think programmatic at its base form is really about automating the media buy, automating the insertion order, which is a great thing. We need to do the automation, but we're taking it well beyond that, which is adding data to it, trying to figure out our relationship with the media companies, many of which, Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Microsoft, AOL, we were the first companies to do this on a global basis. Integrating those media partnerships, the data, and just automating the transaction itself helps us do the best media placements we can for our clients.
How pervasive is the programmatic or the automated aspect of media buying at Omnicom, would you say, on the continuum, and where might it be going?
I think that we're out of the absolute crawl phase and we're in more the walk phase. We're yet to get to the run phase, but it's growing very, very quickly at Omnicom, and I think across the industry in general. We've got a long way to go. But I think of programmatic as kind of being table stakes. It will be the way that almost all forms of media will be transacted. Not all media will be transacted this way, but a lot of it will be. But I don't confuse programmatic, which is really just the automation of the media buy, with the ability to take data to put the right message in front of the right person at the right time. That's really what we're trying to get at.
And finally, Jonathan, of course you guys, Omnicom is well known, highly regarded as one of the most creative of the agency holding groups. Where does creativity fit into programmatic or automated? And how might that develop?
I'm so glad that you asked me about creativity. Creativity is really, I think, an overlooked thing in our industry. We're so focused on AdTech and new forms of media, programmatic or automated buying, all the different components, much of which is being talked about here at DMEXCO. The creative does often get overlooked. I think it is huge. It's huge to Omnicom, it's huge to our industry, because I don't care how good your targeting is, how great your ad tech stack is, if you don't have a good message, it's not going to resonate, it's not going to work. And so at Omnicom, we're really focused on dynamic creative, putting all the components together so that it's the right message in front of the right person at the right time that we think is going to win.
And finally, Jonathan, what are the what are your clients asking? They must be very interested. There's many are here at the show, and you speak to them, and there's this huge transformation going on. What's top of mind from your clients in terms of what they're looking for from you?
Clients are going through a huge educational process, as we all are. We're all watching the generational shift where audiences are shifting their viewing behavior. They're not watching television as much as, particularly younger people don't watch television as much as they used to. They're walking around looking at their phones. They're using media that didn't exist before, like social media. Clients are trying to figure out, okay, how does this all fit together? Where is my audience? It used to be easy to buy, in America, 3 networks, 20 magazines, and blanket the US with a series of messages. That's not true anymore. It's up to companies like Analect, Acuin, Resolution, OMD, PhD to reassemble the audience, and then our creative agencies, BBDO, DDB Needham, Goodby, Silverstein, TBWA, to create messages that resonate with those audiences on top of the media buys. Clients are really trying to figure this out. It's a huge imperative for all of them, and that's why they're here.